Hello everybody, how's it going, and welcome back to another video about Middle-earth Shadow of War. So the new gameplay reveal came out today, and boy did it show a lot of shit. So without further ado, I want to hop into this, give my thoughts and opinions, discuss what we saw in the gameplay. Let's do this. So if you want to check out the original gameplay demo on its own, I'll link it in the description so you can go and check that out. But I'm just going to let it play in the background while I talk about some of the things that I thought were interesting, and we're kind of just going to go over, because I know a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about this when it came out. I am super excited. It looks freaking insanely good, like Shadow of Mordor, but just ramped up like 60 fucking times. Just absolutely incredible. So the various regions to me look freaking cool. Like the idea of lots of different areas, not just, you know, the center of Mordor closer to Mount Doom, that kind of area, like these all surrounding kind of areas that give it, you know, variation. The only thing to me is it open world? Like, it's actually confusing me. Like she like in the demo, she talks about how they all have their own missions and areas and stuff, but on the map, it just looks like this small little fort, and you do a fort mission on each area. Like, it doesn't look like an open world. Whether this is just a fort map, and you're choosing which to attack, and the open world's separate, and you have all these various regions, I would assume so, and I hope so, but the only issue is that you can't tell from this demo. Like, it does just look like it's this game where you select a fort, you attack the fort, that's cool, and then you go and attack another fort. Like, it doesn't look like there's open world sections. I would like if they showed that, because I'm not entirely sure how the open world works in this game. Like, I'm sure it has open world, definitely. Like, they wouldn't just remove it, but, like, how does it work? Like, is this fort part of the open world? Is it a separate, you know, scenario? Like, how exactly does the open world work? Is it one big open world? Are there just separate small open worlds? Like, I kind of want to know how that works. So, tell me what you guys took from the trailer in the comments. Maybe I'm missing something, but you know, there's that. So there's these new stages of rank, so there's not just the war chief at the top, you've now got the Overlords, which are the guys that control these various forts. You can put yours in charge, your enemies' ones are in charge, you have to take those out as well as the war chiefs, which is really, really interesting. It adds a ton of depth. And taking over these forts is then going to get closer to Sauron, which obviously is where the end of the game is going to take place, trying to take on Sauron again, which is really, really cool. So I'm wondering, is this assault a separate mission, or like, is it part of the open world? Is it systemic? Can you just go and attack a fort? Or do you have to select, now I want to do a fort mission, and it'll put you into an instance? Or, you know, again, is it part of open world? Is it not? I don't really know. It's kind of a little bit confusing. So now we've got the now new way you can get followers in the game, which means you can make friends rather than just enemies. So how in Shadow of Mordor you had this system where, you know, you had these close relationships with these enemies, where you would have like this backstory, and that was essentially what the Nemesis system was. Now it has that close relationship with allies, and so you can befriend these people and you can become allies, and they'll be like, you know, your kind of best friend, because you guys always go into battle together. And, you know, if that person dies and that character dies, that's going to be a sad moment. Or if they betray you, it's going to add a whole new depth, and that's really, really, really interesting. You know, the fact that the Nemesis system now allows for betrayal, so you have a follower, he betrays you and joins Sauron, that is going to be tough, and then you're going to have to try and take him on, and that's going to make everything way more deep, give it way more depth and meaning, and that just amplifies what the Nemesis system did so well in Shadow of Mordor. There's many different ways to assault a fort, many different levels to it. Of course, you've got to take out all the war chiefs, you know, you've got to get through the walls, get your army in, you know, that kind of thing. There's a bunch of different levels to it. It looks really, really cool. You can see there's, you know, way improved climbing in this game, which is really, really awesome, as well as improved combat in this game. You know, just not to quote BPR or anything, but there is improved combat, guys, and it is absolutely insane. A handful of people are going to get that joke. But, you know, it looks like there's a ton more animations, which are more fast, there's more depth to the combat, which is really, really nice to see. Which I'm sure there's going to be a ton more upgrades, which is really, really cool. Something else I noticed is that Celebrimbor's actually with you. So, what did that original trailer actually show? I don't know, because it seemed like Celebrimbor was kind of turning against you, but I guess not. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Let me know in the comment section if anyone can read into this any more than me, but it's very confusing how that original trailer shows Celebrimbor kind of being against you, but now he's with you. Like, I don't really understand what's going on here, but, you know, that's interesting. I really like here, you know, taking out the war chief looks really, really cool. And of course, there's multiple ways that you can do it. It's strange because it looks very scripted, but of course, it's not scripted at all. This game is the complete opposite of scripted. Everything is player created, which is something that I really, really love about Shadow of Mordor. is the way that everything you do is incredibly personalized to you, and it seems to me like they're really pushing it more with this game. Like, your followers, your enemies, the world around you, everything that happens is specifically shaped to you. The way things look, the way people act, the characters you have, and that's really, really, really cool. I like the new feature of being able to shoot your arrows while you're in the air, plus being able to interact with things, not just by shooting like the fire, you can actually hit it in Wraith mode. You've got like this Elven Wrath mode, which is like weird. I don't really know what this is going to entail, but it's cool, and I'm sure there's a ton of upgrades which enhance different abilities. Something else that's really greatly improved that I really liked was the stealth. I think it looks really cool the way there's a bunch of different moves you can use rather than just, you know, using the basic sneak up on someone, use a stealth attack. In this game, now you can actually use, you know, Celebrimbor in your Wraith mode to take out 2 enemies at once, which allows you for a double stealth takedown, which is super, super interesting, and that looks really, really cool. As well as a move where you can use your Wraith abilities to stealth take down someone from afar without having to go over to them. You can actually bring them to you using your Wraith abilities, which is another super, super interesting thing that they've added into this game, which I really, really like, and it makes just things look way cooler. And I'm sure there's a bunch more abilities, like I keep saying, that you can actually unlock through, you know, leveling up and getting XP and stuff like that. It's also really cool that you can now have you can use spies in the enemy base, which allows for more options, because obviously you can see here they had a spy in the base, which not only means you have information and intel, but it also allows you to plant bombs and plant traps for your enemy when you actually decide to attack the base, which adds for way more, you know, ways of actually infiltrating the base and stuff like that, which is good, which is fantastic. Now, also adds to, you know, the Nemesis system, meaning that, you know, you have close allies that can be in the base. Could that mean they'll possibly betray you and be like, I'm actually not, like, I'm going to pretend to be a spy, but I'm not? Like, is that a thing that can happen? Who knows? Enemies here don't always die straight up, which is good. When you take out one of your nemesises, they don't die straight away, and they can come back because, you know, cheated death is a thing they can do. A bit like in Shadow of Mordor, that was a thing, but in this game, I guess it's kind of more personal, and there's more of a story element to it. And then the fact that you have the spy that's then going to take him out for you because he's a close ally and he's loyal to you, which is really, really cool. The way that there's now stories of not just nemesis and enemy, but of loyalty, which is really, really cool, and that's something that I really, really loved about this. And it adds so much more to the Nemesis system, just so much more, makes it so much more, like, you know, deep in depth. And the fact that, you know, now he's taking out this guy, there's more than just getting upgrades for your weapons and stuff like that and your abilities. Now you can actually get armor upgrades and outfit upgrades, and that adds a customization layer, which looks fucking fantastic. The fact that you can get all these different outfits and armors for defeating enemies and, you know, stuff. I'm assuming maybe you can get different weapons and upgrades for your weapons to make them look different, but it looks freaking awesome the way you can have this armor customization. That's really, really cool. And what does this mean for the RPG elements? Because they're saying they're pushing RPG elements. Are there more RPG elements to this game than just, you know, the outfit upgrades and armor upgrades and stuff like that? You know, are we going to get upgrades? Are we going to get RPG elements that are, you know, more interacting with people in the environment? Are you going to get to go to places like Gondor and, you know, talk to, you know, people in that area? As you can see, I've done a bit more research on Lord of the Rings since last time I made a Lord of the Rings video, so thank you to everyone in the comments correcting me on the names of things and stuff like that. Which is super helpful. Enemies seem to have a lot more personalities in this, which I really, really like. The way that, you know, the war chief kind of talks and has this speech, and he seems to have more of a personality. They had a good personality in Shadow of Mordor, but in this game it seems like that personality goes further. There's more of a depth to it, you know, and I really, really like that. That's a really cool, cool feature. Another thing which is awesome you actually do, which I said, I was like, we need to be able to ride these things. You get to ride the drakes. I know they're called drakes now, which is cool. They're drakes, but they're dragons. You get to ride them, which is fucking awesome. Use them against your enemies. It looks badass as fuck. Just being able to dominate these fucking drakes, fly them around, burn shit, shoot fireballs. Dude. It looks fucking awesome. I said from the beginning, I want to be able to ride these things. You can. I said you could. Everyone was like, oh, I don't think you'd be able to because lore reasons. But, like, this game's not even canon, so fuck it. Just allow us to do it. And it's cool. It's a cool fucking feature, and I actually love it. It looks fucking awesome. And just another reason this game is absolutely fucking fantastic. Another awesome thing is the way there's more options with dominating now. So when you dominate a war chief, you can shame, you can ask them to fight you to the death, or fight, you know, just fight to the death, or you can recruit them, which is really, really awesome. You know, obviously, those are going to give you different things, and then when you recruit them like he does, or like she does in this demo, you then can either shun, tell them to retreat, or you can ask them to stay and fight, which is really interesting. It gives them way more depth. Like I keep saying, this game just adds depth and depth and depth to the characters' personalities, Nemesis system, and the relationships with those characters that Talion, you as the player as Talion, has you know, with these characters that are in the game, which is really, really cool. It gives way more control to the player. It gives way more depth to it, way more personality and character. I really, really love it. And adding to that is the Overlords. These new Overlords are fucking awesome. From what we've seen here, the fact they're completely personalized to you with their own story, their own motive, their own traits and personalities, and even their base and fort is customized to their liking depending on what kind of a character they are, which is absolutely insanely fantastic. And you know, these aren't just like idle things they're saying, because they said it in Shadow of Mordor. Every player will have their own unique story, and that's what we got with the game, and it's the same with this. I'm assuming is the way they're pushing it. Every player has their own story. No two players will have the same encounter and the same story happen to them, because you make your own story in this game, and that is what I fucking love about this franchise, is it's so heavily focused on you create your own story, and I love that about this game. It's so fantastic, and the way it's done, especially with these Overlords, everything feels personalized, everything feels built up to. I loved in Shadow of Mordor the way you would encounter this guy that you fought and you thought he was dead, but no, he comes back and he's got a grudge, and you get to fight him over and over again, and this is your nemesis, you know? You fight this guy again, he escapes, you come to fight him again, and it's just fucking awesome. And the way they're pushing that to be even more epic and personalized in Shadow of War is just so awesome. This Overlord system adds so much more, and it's really, really awesome. The way that you can select a new Overlord, which changes the way your world plays out, and that adds to the follower system. So, you know, you choose a new Overlord, and you're like, I want you to command this because I have a strong personal connection with you as a character. Or like they did here, you're the one that saved me in that situation. You helped me take down that Overlord, so you can be the new Overlord. You're loyal. You risked your life to help me, and now I'm going to reward you for that. And that's the kind of thing that you'd want to do. Playing this game, it feels, you know, it feels personalized. The way that you can, you get these bonds with these characters, and you want to reward them for that. You feel like they're real, and that's something that you get from these personalized stories. And it's just so fucking awesome the way they're adding all these features. It's Shadow of Mordor, but times fucking a million. Adding so much awesome features, refining what they did well, adding more stuff, taking away so they didn't do well. I can't wait to see more from this game. I cannot wait to play it. It's going to be a fucking blast, and I'm so fucking hyped. So, thanks for watching this video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, because that'd be absolutely fantastic. We're talking about this a little bit more on the next Kill Connor Clubhouse, which will be this Sunday, exclusive to Patreon members. So if you do want to hear that and you don't want to miss it, for just $1, you can become an, as always, member. Top link in the description, and that will allow you to listen to every episode of the Kill Connor Clubhouse and anything exclusive on As Always. I would definitely recommend it, because we're going to be going over a ton of new games and a ton of new stuff that's happening. Horizon Zero Dawn, we're going to be talking about that, as well as Shadow of War, this new thing we got, and Mass Effect Andromeda when that comes out. So that's going to be super interesting, so do not miss out on that stuff on Patreon. But we will be talking about it as well on the normal Kill Connor Club in about a week and a half's time. Not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, which is going to be really, really cool. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you do want to see more videos on Shadow of War, be sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be covering this game, going to be talking about it, and of course going to be playing it when it comes out, and it does look super interesting, super enthusiastic, super hyped for this game. Hopefully you guys are as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!
Leaping from my places, rivers are flowing red, now we're defying, now we're uniting, go watching from the skies, these streets are burning up, they're starting fights here, I'm gonna take it to 'em all.